to the carrying.
I think Caps has had a pretty poor series overall so far. For BNK FEARX, they are now looking down the barrel of a 0-2 scoreline. Need to start winning, need to get that reverse sweep if they are going to make it through to the next round. They'll ban out the Embessa and the Ziggs. Ryze and Orianna taken away by G2, who are on the right side of your screen, but are blue side in this game. Bard will be the final ban from BFX. Labrov's Bard is solid. It's one of those Bards where he will land an incredible Cosmic Binding and then miss the Tempered Fate. You know, that sort of... He's really good at times. And then...
I was not sold when you said solid, and you were making some faces already. You're like, well, let me finish.
Solid.
I got, you know,
I mean, it's like middling. Middling, maybe a better word.
You've got some more flavor text to add after
it's important.
Honestly, though, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Let's see what game 3, what they can cook up. And I still, what I said at the beginning of the day still remains true, where I want more than 3 games. So even though now you're the winning, I actually still want more than 3 games. So BFX, let's go.
Kobe, you will get more than 3 games because there's a whole other series after this, right? So Varus, though, let through. I'm going to see Diable pick that up immediately. No surprises there. One of the best AD carries at the tournament, playing one of the best AD carries just in League of Legends now. And we'll see how much pressure he can put down.
Do we get the Sivir response then? Because that is, we instantly. And then, so we're also getting the exact same. We get Sivir and Alistar. Last time around, Nico, like there was a self-counter pick Nico into the Alistar, into the headbutt and all the defense, and that did not go well. So
can't be big this time. Was played in that game 1. So
yeah.
Looks like it is going to be Maokai and Jayce.
Maokai poke comp. Yeah. Okay, so we got Varus and Jayce poke with the Maokai behind it. Try and use long range versus a Sivir comp. Usually bodes well.
Yeah, Sivir tends to just want to play front to back, generally have a couple of meatballs in front of her and then slowly advance at your enemy. If BFX can keep G2 at arm's length, then they can just poke out. And Sion tries to avoid you from keeping him at arm's length generally. So
yeah, if you've got Alistar and Sion engaged, sped up with Sivir to be able to position for people too. Some good answers here. Sion's also, I always want somebody to be able to clear away the Maokai ultimate pathway. So Sion is very, very good at opening your team up an avenue to play through a Maokai ult. So I like these responses from G2. They've got Alistar and Sion, 2 of the biggest door openers.
Exactly, right. They love eating the roots. They're happy enough just standing there being rooted for a second.
Cows are herbivores, so there you go.
A herbivore as well. He could be a vegetarian.
He's got a soul furnace, so I don't think he's a herbivore.
Yeah, but he just collects, he can kill people, just not eat them.
He burns them up in his soul.
Right,
okay,
soul furnace.
Okay.
The Gwen ban from G2 makes sense when you're picking Sion on top. We could see this Jayce still flex to top lane for clear. I don't expect to see it in VicLa's hands. Aurora taken away by a BFX as well. There's the Braum ban from G2, something that is good into compositions that want to engage on you, especially when you have low-range melees, like the Alistar and the Sion. The fact that Braum can proc multiple concussive blows makes it harder for you to play team fights.
Yeah, it's good at punishing Alistar. It's also annoying for Sivir, because you can break all of Sivir stuff, and good ban. Definitely a good ban there.
Agreed. Annie, the final ban from BNK. We'll see where G2 go. Usually you see a jungle pick here, with leaving mid lane pick for last, but it's possible that we see Caps just picking something safe and giving SkewMond a little bit more impetus to have pressure on the map through the early game, because this G2 comp isn't a comp that really looks alive in the early game right now. They want to get to a couple of items at least before they can take those team fights.
Yeah, and they did well in the last game getting there. It did take a little bit of help from the tower dive from BFX, but they got there in the end, so they were able to do it. They were able to scale. All right, the Pantheon angle here. Now, when, of course, poke comps, you're always trying to hard engage on the poke comps, so you close the distance before they get value out of their poke. You can have Sion and Alistar started off, and Pantheon ult over the top is guaranteed you are getting into the back line. So I do like this. Plus, your Pantheon is a really good jungle for almost any mid laner that you want to go to in the current meta. So I also like that, where it should help out Caps, so that hopefully they can set up Caps for success in this game and get him a better start to one of these games.
He was heavily focused in game 2, but overall has had a poorer first stand than I think we would have expected from him, mostly because we hold him to a very high standard in the LEC. Like, Caps has been so consistently the king of this region that you kind of expect him to be performing 9 to 10 out of 10 performances every time. Here has been struggling a little bit, but might be going back to an old favorite. The Sylas currently the hover.
I like Sylas Pantheon. That's going to put some pressure there on the Syndra. Low mobility mid lane champion. even a Galio Pantheon. Yeah. Usually people look and they're like, "Oh, is that enough damage?" Yeah, it is. When you're playing versus a Syndra.
I mean, Zoe puts a lot of pressure down as well. If you can land some of those sleepy trouble bubbles. See, Zoe getting brought out by Caps. It's been a while, I think, since we've seen him crack out this one. I'll have a quick look while you talk about what it gives to the composition.
Yeah, I mean, it does give you pick potential with bubbles, around separate angles, and gives you some poke damage yourself. But I mean, that it can get punished pretty quickly by a Maokai too. So we'll see how effective it is in lane versus the Syndra. There's a lot of ways to set up here towards this mid lane. I expect mid lane is one of the more volatile ones here for both sides. So could be some more repeat visits.
2022 was the last time Caps played Zoe competitively.
Yeah, in a pro game.
Yeah, in a pro game.
Let's investigate his solo queue accounts quick.
Oh, man, I've only got my phone here. My fingers are too big to press all those buttons. But 18 and 9 across it all time. So something he's pretty comfortable on. Although Caps, I mean, all of his win rates on champs tend to be above 60% because he just tends to win more than 60% of his games. So, looking at the compositions, as you said, BNK FEARX seems to have gone down this folk route with the Maokai to keep people at arm's length. For G2, they're looking for kind of a double pincer engage with the Sion and the Alistar going in for one side, and then the Grand Staff all over the top for the Pantheon to follow it up. They have a bit of poke of their own in the form of this Zoe from Caps, but you do feel if BNK FEARX get ahead in this game, it's going to be really hard for G2 to actually gain prio on towards some of these objectives.
And if they do get ahead, they're probably not going to do a bunch of tower dives. This is a siege. You know, you get ahead in siege instead of tower diving for BFX this time around. Dodge. Okay, he's chilling.
Well.
But yeah, it's really big to snowball. You know, you have a lot of lanes here with poke damage, so you want to win your lanes as BFX, and then you want to group up in siege, and you want to keep getting more and more money off of tower plates. So they want to play with a lot of pressure. Syndra, Jayce, and Varus are all very good in those sieges, and they've got the Maokai and the Poppy to try and be their blockers for them as well. So user range advantages is going to be key for them.
Yeah, Kellin can find some good keepers verdicts as well on the 2 damage dealers, maybe 3 if you count the Pantheon in there. It's going to be hard for G2, even if they do find the engage, to actually follow up on it. And right now, the Act 2 Battle Pass bundle is live. If you purchase it, you can unlock the Prestige, Requiem, Sona skin, and the Chroma. I said that a little too early. It wasn't on the screen yet. I was told it would come up after the skins. And there we go. That's what it looks like. You can get that Act 2 Battle Pass and get yourself scaling up towards that Chroma.
Yep. All right. And you see the reasons the Sivir is always picked into the Varus so frequently. Attack that wave. Diable is trying to hide away from wave 2 so he doesn't get the bounce damage onto him. And just back off a little bit. Plus the Varus, lethality Varus, keeps on getting some nerfs, you know? Keeps on getting nerfs, so it's been taken down quite a few notches.
I mean, it's still first pick, first ban on most of these games. Like, we don't see it too often because it is so high presence on that ban list. Raptor, Bramble smashing his blue buff. He's going to work his way up towards the top side. Looks like he went Razor Beaks, like Raptors into bot side clear, back up towards top. Puts down a sapling to spot out if SkewMond is looking around mid lane. There's a ward as well from VicLa. So BFX making sure that their mid laner is safe through this early game.
Yeah, a lot of times you want to desync your Raptor camps from enemy Raptor camps too if you want to go to contest second spawn. Here we go, sleep for Caps.
Yeah, but he'd already used the paddle star, so it was purely a sleep to make sure I can push in this wave and then harass with the paddle star as VicLa has to back away.
And they got their ward on bottom side to protect their pushing, so everybody is chilling at the moment. Should just be traded scuttle crabs here, and the Sion into the Jayce. A lot of people prefer just having the safety. Wait a second.
On his way.
No safety here.
Yeah, clear looking for the knockback. BrokenBlade's going to flash early to make sure that that hammer doesn't knock him far enough back for Raptor to follow up. Raptor will be able to get the top side scuttle. SkewMond is on his way out, but with Caps recalling and not having teleport, instead running the Ghost on the Zoe. Don't think SkewMond will get here in time. Caps in the last game did overtake Xiaohu for the most assists all time internationally, 1,203.
Are they gonna trap SkewMond? The Raptor bait here, really cool from Raptor, and they're actually gonna find him.
Yeah, SkewMond trying to steal away these Raptors. Raptor's on his way across. It looks like VicLa's actually just going back to the lane, realizing there's a blast cone here, but they will delay SkewMond, which is important. SkewMond coming back in. Smite comes out from Raptor. Shield bolt in from SkewMond for a little bit of damage, but even with the Aegis Assault, he's not going to be able to fell that tree. Raptor just walks away.
Thought they were going to go on a little quicker because VicLa was going to be there earlier, but the wave, so can't give up too much value from the wave in mid lane, and I like how SkewMond played that. Just disengage until mid lane is kind of equalized there. Caps gets back, Caps can push, and then he blast cones over to go kind of re-contest. Still though, Maokai, Raptor, very happy here. He's got the ideal first back for your Faded Ashes, and you can just power clear very easily now. Again, remember they rebuffed up Maokai's Q with even more monster damage, and so he immediately jumped back into the meta and feels very comfortable.
Manages to get double scuttle crab as well. As Caps looking for the sleepy trouble.
The scuttly crabs.
Yeah, the scrabs, man. Good knockback from Clear here. BrokenBlade still flashless.
It sounds like some British slang. Like that would be you would call someone a scrab.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe if you don't like them, it doesn't sound nice.
Yeah, because scab is the one I immediately think of. Someone that walks over the picket line as a scab, right? As Kellin tries to use the steadfast presence to get in range of Caps, but Caps now has that auto jump, level 6 hit. TP coming from Diable. He's running that on the Varus, as we so often see. Labrov here to make sure Caps can get the push in. We are fighting around the first Drake of the game. No level 6 for either of the junglers as of yet, but it looks like G2 just want to get control of the river more than anything else.
Yeah, it's incredibly important. The river between mid lane and bottom lane, we go over this so often, but wait, it allows you all these like support ganks, and allows you so many more options for your jungler. It's just like early game highway, basically. G2 going to use the time that they have after clearing out those wards and pushing in the bottom lane.
Also using the fact that Caps got an Ignite off Spell Thief, so is able just to portal jump forward and Ignite VicLa for free. Means that VicLa really can't stay around. Caps taking up a couple of tower shots. Diable and Kellin are on their way across.
There's no teleport for VicLa, but Raptor is coming.
I mean, Caps is low. Does have the portal jumps. SkewMond looking for the smite. Kellin with a slam into the wall onto Labrov. SkewMond going back in, will not get the smite. Raptor secures it. There was 1 HP on that Drake. Labrov just getting away as well, but with the Aegis Assault now timing out. SkewMond has to flash. Raptor going in. Cap steals the flash away onto Kellin, taken out by the hammer smash. Nature's Grasp from Raptor, who leveled up to level 6 because of the kill on Caps. Summer still finds one, but Diable will put him in the dirt with Caps. BFX take the Drake and get 2 kills out of it.
Oh, Raptor is clean with it, man. He gets back, he snags the dragon at, I saw 1 HP also, man. That was crazy. Snags the dragon. He also levels up to 6. He flashes over the wall to force this play, and then levels up to 6, levels up his ultimate. But here we go. Kellin starts it out on the wall, so G2 are putting all their damage into Dragon while BFX are attacking them. That's why BFX can actually go for a 3v4 play. And then Raptor says, fine, I will jump for it. He flashes over, he gets the Q backwards, and because Kellin gets the kill on the Caps and Raptor got the assist, he leveled up to 6 to fire off his ultimate. He still gets taken down, but BFX, they chase down all these kills after stealing the Dragon, so it's just such a big play for them. Raptor with some good timing on several keys there.
We looked at it and we didn't think they were going to contest at all. We were like, okay, VicLa doesn't have TP, Raptor's on the top side of the map, no way that you contest this, but it took G2 long enough that Raptor was able to run all the way down from his Krugs and then contest, get that level 6 and win out the fight. 1,000 gold lead now for BFX, as Labrov just covering Caps in the mid lane to make sure that his Zoe can get the push in.
Yeah, it's one of those things why you can find a lot of angles where you don't just straight look at numbers. It's if someone is dumping all their spells into an objective or a camp, they are super vulnerable. It's not like a full extra person there when you're evaluating numbers games and who's out, who actually has advantage. So many spells, you know, getting dumped in, and plus Caps was pushing in the lane in mid, so he was like only kind of there.
Yeah.
And so they got a lot of lead time in the fights, which resulted in extra health bars. But the key is the flash over from Raptor to get the double Q there and separate Caps back over towards Kellin, and then Caps flashing in there and being able to pick it up. It was all nicely played from BFX, which it bodes well for me and my hope for more than just a three-game series.
And BFX off to a strong early start, as you say. Leads in top and jungle for Clear and Raptor, about 300 gold apiece there. Kellin as well, because he picked up the kill on Caps, has a 400 gold lead over Labrov on this Alistar. Caps looking for the sleepy trouble bubble, can't land it. Raptor just walking through mid down towards his bottom side camp. SkewMond could look for a fight. Unstoppable Onslaught coming out, flash away from Clear. Grand Starfall being used on the bot side as they go for Kellin, but the Chain of Corruption is going to land onto SkewMond. Knock up from Labrov, who's tanking the tower with the Unstoppable Force as well. Should be tanky enough, and Labrov will be able to walk away with sub 50 HP. Diable trying to trade back in, but can't get close enough. Raptor unable to help out.
Drink your potions, kids. Labrov here, calculated, tanks up exactly enough with the Alistar ult and the potions ticking. Even with Diable landing his ulti there on a SkewMond upon arrival of the Pantheon. Since Labrov was doing a good job taking tower aggro, didn't matter. And Clear lost his flash. BrokenBlade gets his tower plate money. And again, the Sion here provides so much value frontline for later on. Let's take another look at them starting it out though. Labrov goes for it, headbutt under tower, pops his ulti, stays in tower range, is key there, keeps on tanking, allows the rest of them to walk on out.
Caps did a good job of keeping Raptor and VicLa pinned towards the mid lane as well, kind of cut them off. Even though they would have been able to kill him off if he stepped too far forward, meant that they couldn't react quickly enough to the bot side play. Gold now even between the two teams, still the objective lead for BFX with those 3 grubs and the dragon. And leads still for Kellin and for Clear, but Caps has the advantage for the, not for the first time this series, but it's been rare that we've actually seen him come out of the laning phase with an advantage at all. He's been pretty well handled by VicLa overall.
Curious to see how the BFX siege looks, and the next few minutes here are going to tell a lot. You have Maokai with completed Leandries, so super nice for the sapling, spam through the brushes, but they really got to take advantage of their poke damage. Again, looking for 1 item completions first for most of them, but good job hovering around mid lane first for Raptor is going to make sure that VicLa has a lot of safety to work with here, and can try and push in and make use of a lot of that poke while taking away some jungle value too. But the Jayce isn't going to be as effective there with the poke. And
yeah. Especially with BrokenBlade being relatively tanky already.
Doing great up there, yeah.
Sion.
BB doing great.
510 stacks for him. Second Drake is coming out. Raptor waiting in. Bramble smash. Spear goes wide from SkewMond. Force of Will, and the Scan of the Week won't do too much to him through that Aegis Assault. Sleepy Trouble Bubble does land, but Kellin and Raptor standing in the way of anyone from G2. Clear down to half HP again as BrokenBlade with that Soul Furnace and the Roar of the Slayer keeps chipping away at this Jayce, who doesn't have teleport. BrokenBlade does. So if a fight starts around this Drake, G2 can have a man advantage. Flash forward onto Kellin, step up presence, knockback as well. There's the trample stun, there's the knockback. Sleepy Trouble Bubble interrupts the Keeper's verdict, and Kellin taken out by G2. Quick on the trigger finger there from Labrov.
Nice engage. Again, the engages are going to be key here for G2 to jump on BFX before they can get any poke value.
TP behind.
Yeah, they want more.
Raptor does have flash. There's the Chain of Corruption going down onto Hans Summer. Grand Starfall as well as they chase onto Raptor. Unstoppable Onslaught onto the trees, going down. G2 are yelling timber as they look for more. Diable has to flash away. SkewMond tanking the tower. BrokenBlade can do so too. Diable's going to feel the pain of the axe, and the ricochets out from Hans Summer. Kellin with a good Keeper's Verdict knockup, but BrokenBlade still flashes away and escapes. G2 have turned the tables. 5-2 now with a 1k gold lead.
Yep, they had teleport advantage, so they used that teleport advantage.
No, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Kellin was trying. He did a tower there and tried to keep Sion in. Oh, all right, bye. Bye.
Bye. That's what
Go
happens.
to sleep. Night, night. Yeah, I mean, So they had the teleport advantage, and G2 utilized it effectively. Good early play. Remember, all the way back to how it started was Labrov punishing Kellin, but it turned into, hey, we've got a good teleport angle here. So in comes BrokenBlade, Sion ultimate to make sure they can kill Raptor. Then they can tank up again, even though Labrov was low health, he's Alistar. So he uses heal for SkewMond. He uses his own ult to take it himself. And then even with the heated up tower shots, still not able to take down BrokenBlade. He had his flash, and G2 are loving it because the poke comp is not getting ahead. The poke comp is not getting any leverage early. In fact, they're behind. So how do you like group up and use your siege effectively when G2 can now just spam these engages on you? Labrov is playing great here on the Alistar, you know, as is the rest of the team.
And the coin-based gold guard, SkewMond has about a 500 gold lead. Clear trying to trade onto BrokenBlade here, has that Black Cleaver completed, but BrokenBlade able to walk away with the Sunfire Cape.
And SkewMond's had a great series overall. We sung his praises early on in the series, but deserves it once again. The Pantheon with the Sundered Sky completed is going to have a very nice time jumping in to this BFX comp and kind of ripping them apart.
Ooh,
so
Caps.
BFX, they're like, hey, we gotta leverage something here. Some extra numbers on top side maybe. Now they've been spotted though, so G2 defenses can try and get there. Hans and Labrov are in the area.
Cap trying to clear out the way. Cap splashes away from the knockback. Twisted Advance going to follow him though. Sleepy Bubble does get the sleep. The Force of Will and Scatter the Weak not going to connect. And now G2 are collapsing themselves. What do BFX have left in the tank to fight against this? VicLa tanks up the tower and Hans Summer opens up the big guns. Caps takes the kill. That's one. They'll look for two as Raptor's caught out by Caps and Labrov. SkewMond gets the third. Raptor in the end delayed here, but will still die. Caps on a rampage. He's come alive in game 3.
Another 3-0 medic?
It's just so boring.
Yeah, at this tournament. Oh my goodness. G2 setting up the 3-0. It looks like, because, yeah, I mean, they're going after Caps, but they had already been alerted. You know, G2 already had defenses in the area, and BFX know we have to make this play quick. They know they have to make it quick because they saw the Alistar and the Sivir killing the control ward, walking over. And since Caps does a very good job evading that, you know, attempt at a tower dive with his way to
Diable healed up, but SkewMond still puts the spear through his spine. Kellin will follow him in a body bag as G2 are unrelenting here. 3k gold, now their lead, and BFX seem all unaware, all out of sorts. And for G2 now, with the advantage, with the composition playing into this poke comp, where you are getting tankier, it's going to be so hard for the LCK number 2 seed to do much.
Yeah, because it's so easy to engage on them, and they don't have a lead to whittle you down or threaten much. So G2, again, Pantheon in with a Labrov flank as well. Didn't actually even need Labrov that much. It's mostly SkewMondo double kill here. The Pantheon is coming in, and he's looking buff.
Evolution of SkewMond over the last couple of years.
I love these celebration dances. I mean, you can start the celebration dances early because
you can, but again, it's a don't count your chickens before they're hatched sort of situation. I've seen BFX lose a game from a greater goal lead than this already this series. VicLa trying to chase Caps out, Force of Will. Not enough damage, but with the auto in the end, he will take him. There's a shutdown over to VicLa. You told me to dance in celebration, and then immediately VicLa gets a kill. Kobe, what you got to say for yourself?
Haha. I think you can still dance, though. I mean, the reason that I'm pretty confident is because of the team comps. But, yeah, you know what? Let's play that game. Let's keep our minds open here. BFX, see what they can do to get back into this. You know, killing Caps and getting top tower is a nice step for them. A little bit of gold there. You know, chop down that lead a little bit.
Definitely helps out. Clear seeing if he can step forward here. Labrov spot him out with the Scryer's Bloom. Next Drake up in 20 seconds time. It's a chem soul this game. Not one of the most important or impactful, but still something that G2 will want to keep ticking over if they can with this lead. And Summer on his way to his Infinity Edge. Matched in terms of itemization by Diable, but the lethality item slightly cheaper generally than their sort of crit-based counterparts.
Yeah. All right, BFX. Now they want to try and get their poke value. They get there early, they have their wards down, They can throw out some long range before the G2 engage comes. Saplings in all the brushes.
There's the TP. There's a blast cone full of Prof. He's looking to get into the back of the pit. BFX begin to back away. Riftel down as well. The Drake resets. Labrov is in that pit. Raptor forced back into his own blue side jungle. Clear trying to come in from the bottom side. Diable and VicLa in mid. Not really close enough to the team. There's the Riftel charging forward, and it looks like the BFX just say, okay, you've invested into this. You use the TP, you use the Riftel. We'll let you take the Drake. And instead, we'll just look for a bit of pressure in that mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, they scatter and give up position, and I think they're just going to have to give up a lot as this game progresses. I mean, top wave, look at that. G2 had already prepped top wave, so BFX were there.
Oh, Clear going for the flash knockback. Kellin there for the follow-up with the Nature's Craft now. Caps is down, the knockback with the Keeper's Verdict. Labrov the new target here as BFX continue to collapse on the cow. BrokenBlade realizing he can't really help Labrov right now. He'll flash, knockback from Kellin, doesn't get the stun, but the piercing arrow finds its mark. And roast beef on the menu now for BFX.
Okay, they're doing it now. BFX starting the comeback, getting a bunch of gold. They can get the tower plates afterwards. Okay, they get one tower plate, and they're going to call it at that. Nice little rebuttal, though, against that wall.
Yeah.
Go for the engage, grab some kills for themselves. BFX, they definitely need that money. And 2 items here, done for Clear, fully transformed Muramana for the Jayce.
And only needs to use Clear's flash to get that. Caps didn't flash in response, but have another look at it. Clear's been trying to do this a couple of times with BrokenBlade earlier this game. It's a nice knockback into Kellin's follow-up.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Knock him back against the wall. They get the combo there, and then even with Labrov ultimate on, they can put so much damage into him while he's walking away. Even without that hitting, Diable's able to get the snipe to finish up the extra kill and get a turret plate to fund their extra damage, and they certainly need it here. Labrov kind of poke around inside the jungle, see some enemy movements, but a defense from BFX to be able to clear it back out.
And gold lead cut to 1.5k. And it's moments like that that can get BFX back into the game. G2 will still be comfortable enough with the spot they're in. 2 items on Caps and on Hans Summit with the Infinity Edge, Stormrazor, Ludens, and Rocket Belt complete. But you can see the poke coming out with the piercing arrows and with the accelerated shock blast. Clear has 2 items of his own, as does Raptor. Bloodletter's Curse will start helping VicLa in these battles.
All right, here comes the siege. The BFX siege. How much poke can they land? How many snipes can they get? Sion, keep an eye on Sion there. Whenever BrokenBlade has his ulti, threatening to use it through the river here, but when BFX back off, he says, fine, I'll just go back to your tower. I'll get my value there. Minions are dying to the tower, and tower plates are going down in favor of G2.
Yeah, Clear will show on the bot lane. Diable chunked out to about 2/3 HP. SkewMond has the Grand Starfall as well, which is why BFX need to be a little cautious. If you overstep immediately, you have a Pantheon flying above your heads and then having a flank position on you. You can turn on him depending on what you've used, but for the moment, G2 able to hold off this siege. Caps was working his way down towards the bottom lane. He's been spotted on that Farsight alteration ward, now cleared out. VicLa with some good damage. But, for the moment, G2 still holding strong in the mid lane. BFX unable to break that. Clear able to walk away. Grand Starfall coming in as well. SkewMond still diving the tower. Decimating Smash will get the knockup, and Clear healthy for a long time here. They drop the aggro. He dodges the spear. BrokenBlade still chasing. Will flash forward, get the kill with the Cell Furnace, but Kellin's on his way to try and make this a 1-for-1. He should be able to do so. Diable coming across from the side. The tower did fall. SkewMond could rejoin, but he's only at half HP. Chain of Corruption used. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we've seen Hans Summer taking down the tower. BrokenBlade will pay for the dive with his life. The G2 will take a 1-for-1 and a turret, 2 turrets as well.
Yeah, I think it could have been a bit cleaner for G2, but, you know, as you say, they still also get the turret on top of getting the kill here. And BFX getting a little bit back for themselves, taking down the Sion.
Yeah. Hans picking up the mid lane tower as well, opens up the map a little bit more for G2. Next Drake up in a minute's time. We'll see if BFX decide to play around it. Have another look at this dive. They know Clear doesn't have the flash and they go for it, but I think it's just a bit tankier than they expect.
Well, I was thinking that SkewMond would just stay in until the next Q, his next Q is available, and just finish it. But they were worried about a quick collapse.
Yeah, I think so.
So he was like, all right, I'm dropping tower aggro, and then BrokenBlade, you can just go finish it. You know, if they kill you, then you'll have zombie form anyway. So you'll get value of kill plus probably a minion wave, and we got the tower. So you know, it's Still good.
Yeah.
Still very good.
That is 3,000 gold now, the lead for G2. BFX well and truly on the ropes. You can see them trying to find these picks. They're setting up using Raptor's saplings to get a little bit more vision, get a little bit of poke. That poke not really doing too much against that shield from BrokenBlade. Clear trying to take the bot lane tower. Will be able to get that turret. Second of the game for BFX. Estimating smash out from BrokenBlade, not enough. VicLa hanging off to the side to see perhaps if someone oversteps from G2. Clear flanking as well as Caps jumps away. Estimating smash again from BrokenBlade. Little bits of poke on landing from BFX, but it's not enough for now as BB still very tanky on that front line. Caps going in. Doesn't land the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Dragon is up on the map. Clear still looking for a flank of his own. SkewMond's going to try and catch him out. Chain of Corruption landing onto BrokenBlade. Caps goes in, stunned up. VicLa looking for the knockup as well with the Keeper's Verdict. The Locket shield enough to keep G2 healthy, and with a Sleepy Trouble Bubble landing onto VicLa. The Unleashed Power and the Flash enough to keep him alive for now, but VicLa so low. BrokenBlade getting choked out by Clear. Raptor at half HP. Diable able to dodge away from the bubble himself. Raptor in the pit with SkewMond on top of him. BrokenBlade healing up. Diable steps forward, and Hans Summer sends him back to the fountain. VicLa will join his AD carry, and the rest of BFX are damn well fearful. G2 take 4, and they'll take the Drake alongside it.
I love it. No hesitation from G2 members. Flashes just blown for the engages over the wall. Raptor here with his...
Well, he's been spotted now. He's with his fellow countrymen in the Raptors. But yeah, he's going to die. The Baron has been begun by G2. Labrov gets the knockup, Raptor goes down, the cow gets it, and G2 will get the Baron alongside.
All right, now, are you with me?
I'm like, yes.
Okay, so anyways, we're going to take a look at the engages, because it's all about the engages over the top. Good poke damage, honestly, from BFX, but look at when Labrov and Hans Sama pop the Sivir ultimate, and they both just flash at them. They almost kill VicLa. He's able to scatter the weak and flash away himself. But BrokenBlade down there on the other side was taking up everything so easily that now SkewMond, with the health advantage, gets to jump in. They get the early territory, and then Labrov again, another engage onto Diable this time. He's able to get the kill, and everybody comes through to finish it off. The full 5-on-5. They're with me! Yeah, I think they've just broken this. Like the poke comp is just, it's so hard to pull off when you don't get early leads and good like siege angles ahead of time. So now they don't have a lot of territory to work with. They're still going to try, though. They actually teleport Jayce to split push on top side to get some money there. But G2 with Baron buff, they honestly don't care about that. Yeah. Just ignore the Jayce. All right, use Baron buff, siege up, force plays.
It's not like the rest of your team actually has a huge amount of damage right now. You can see it was Raptor who did the most damage in that last fight for them. He is at 2 items, but he's pretty squishy on this tree, and VicLa is matching mid lane right now. Clear trying to get some gold, trying to get that objective bounty in his pocket as G2 take down the tier 2 in the bottom side, but Caps is on his way out. Clear has backed away. I see there's only 1 plate remaining on that tower. Might be shortly to fall. Looks like it survives for now. Clear running away because SkewMond was also on his way across towards that top quadrant. The Grand Star fall would have spelt Clear's death.
All right. Objective bounties are up at the very least for BFX. It's always such a like, we have something to hope for. But why are those objective bounties up? Because the game feels so bad for us.
Yeah, 7,000
that
gold
we're that far behind.
Triple Drakes. It's not a promising position at all for BFX right now. 3 items on Hans Summer as well. 3 have just been completed on Diable. He's got the Cerilda's Grudge, but he hasn't had the series that I expected from him. And G2 have done a really good job of shutting down Diable, and he's had some good moments, but...
And Hans has had an amazing one.
Had a better series of the 280
by
carries,
far.
which coming in, I would have been entirely shocked. Diable has been neutered by G2 as we see the tier 2 in the top side being taken down as well. It's put into its foundations, and now BFX trying to defend as 4 clear, still in mid. G2 pushing in, have 1.5 minion waves left on this Baron buff on this push. The poke from BFX does land a little bit onto Labrov and onto BrokenBlade, but really more chip damage than anything else. Nothing too substantial. Force of Will in the Scat of the Week onto Hans Summer. Won't be enough to get the stun. Diable dodging to the side of the Paddle Star as Labrov once again comes across. BrokenBlade very happy just to tank this up, but with a Chain of Corruption, there's a knockback from the Scat of the Week. BrokenBlade just tanks the tower down to half HP, sure, but he doesn't really care too much. 7 seconds left on this Baron push. 2 inhibitor towers down to about half HP apiece. In the end, BFX have held on to their inhibs as the Baron expires.
Then they're trying to defend another minion wave here. As you say, the Baron expiring means that minion wave is a lot easier to deal with, and they still have defensive poke, plenty of wave clear with all this range, so they do at least weather that storm for now.
Flash forward onto HunSummer, he pops the on the hunt immediately with the VicLa on the chase. Good vision there from BFX to spot HunSummer, recalling a little greedily.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, at that moment, you're just like, all right, we gotta get some. We have to get a crazy play, right? So just flash for plays, whatever. Let's try. Even though you only get Sivir ultimate out, you're like, oh well, maybe he's like slow in reacting or something, and maybe we can get a dream scenario.
It's been 6 years, Kobe, since G2 last 3-0'd a Korean team. It was against Genji, who are now the titans of the tournament, the titans of the world.
Ah, yeah, nice.
And now with Drake
Fun
up.
fact.
Yeah, it's a good one, right? And now with Drake up, G2 are looking to put the final nail into the coffin for BFX. They'll step forward, they'll try and put a little bit of poke down. BrokenBlade there with the decimating smash as well. Still 3 seconds before that Chem Soul Dragon does spawn in. Yeah, it's huge, man. He's getting the teleport 223 stacks. It's clear. Is being marked by Labrov. Nature's Grasp out onto BrokenBlade. Chain of Corruption there for the follow-up. But BrokenBlade, this is all of BFX just hitting onto him. The Keeper's Verdict cancelled. Unstoppable Onslaught coming out as well. Decimating Smash going to land. Kellin having to flash out. Will use the locket, but it doesn't save you. Labrov flashes in, looking for Raptor, who used the Twisted Advance to try and escape. Grand Starfall coming forward as well. They'll go for Diable. He flashes away from his base, and he's put to sleep. Night! G2 are Diable's nightmares, as Clear is forced down towards the bottom side. HunSummer on the hunt. Not only for the kill, but for the big 3-0. VicLa trying to escape. The unleashed power has nothing behind it. Caps will kill the enemy mid. Only Raptor will stand alive.
G2 have done it! 3-0 here over BFX at first stand. Amazing stuff from them. What a series, especially HunSummer. Impressive stuff.
G2 marching down mid. All 5 alive. BrokenBlade here with the bounce special to top it off. He'll find Raptor, who goes extinct like the Velociraptors of old. G2, they have lived in delusion, and now they have demolished BFX. There is hope for EU. Euphoria reigns supreme. A 3-0 for G2.
All right, what are you thinking for player of the series? SkewMond or Hans?
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Hans because he surpassed my expectations by so much.
SkewMond also really good series from him. I mean, a lot of the team. Yeah. Definitely a rough one from Caps, but good Zoe game from him in the end. And G2 bouncing back, smiles on their faces. This has got to do so much for the confidence.
Huge amount for the